Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be at. We have to stop settling, keyword settling, for verbal abuse. And let's just be honest with each other, men and women. There isn't really a big difference between verbal abuse and physical abuse. Verbal abuse is one step away from physical abuse. Tolerating people that are verbally abusing you, whether it is word of mouth, whether it is Instagram, WhatsApp, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever application that you have out there, should be signs for aborting the mission. It should be signs for aborting the mission because no one should accept someone verbally abusing them, right? And from experience, and from experience, verbal abuse is like starting off smoking a cigarette. Verbal abuse is like starting off smoking a cigar or a beanie. If y'all know what those are, you got to be old to know what a beanie is. Smoking a cigarette is like the gateway, you know, the gateway drug to other things such as, you know, use your imagination. But verbal abuse is the gateway towards physical abuse. Because if someone cannot control their tongue, someone cannot control their hands. I'm going to repeat that. If someone cannot control their tongue, someone cannot control their hands. And I'm not saying if I have or have not, uh, 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 you know, and I'm not asking you if you have or have not, you know, but I'm just saying at this point in life, we have to be cautious of the people that we let disrespect us. And don't get me wrong, I've verbally abused plenty of women in my life. I have. Uh, but I am at the point and stage in my life where I have little patience to be verbally abused by my partner. I don't need someone to curse me out. I don't need someone to do the alphabet in curse words. I don't need someone to say, I'm this, I'm that, I ain't gonna be this, I ain't gonna be that. I need help, I'm psycho, I'm crazy. We have to stop settling for average. We have to stop settling for disrespect. We have to. Because one thing's going to lead to another, and somebody's going to be in jail. One thing's going to lead to another, and somebody's going to be in jail. Because a man or a woman can only take so much. If I'm verbally abusing a woman for days and weeks and months and years that we're together, that woman's going to have a breaking point. If a woman's verbally abusing me for days and weeks and months, eventually I'm going to have a breaking point. What happens during that breaking point? I don't know. But I'm going to have a breaking point. She's going to have a breaking point. If you are in a relationship where you are being verbally abused and you genuinely want that relationship to work, the first thing that I suggest you do is seek counseling. The first thing that I suggest you do is seek counseling. And don't get me wrong, I used to be the most verbally abusive dude in a girl's phone. I used to call these girls everything. Then at the end of the day, I go and say, hey, can you do me a favor? And they were like, yes, what? What do you need? What favor? And I say, delete my number. After I done cursed him out, talked about him like a dog, I go and say delete my number. And don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. I have to say ladies and gentlemen because I'm seeing that I have just as many ladies watching as men. Don't get me wrong. Some people like that. Some people like to be abused. I'm not saying punched in the face, but some people like to be abused. Even I've said it in previous videos. I like a woman that got a little bit of crazy in her. I like a woman that got a little bit of crazy in her. I like a woman to be a little bit disrespectful at times. I don't want a woman that's like a doormat that I can take advantage of, or I can say anything and do anything, and she's going to let it happen. So a little bit of toxicity is okay for me, but everyone has limits. Everyone has limits, and truth be told, love sometimes keeps people in relationships longer than they should be. But just know that there isn't a big difference between verbal abuse and physical abuse. There is not a big difference between verbal abuse and physical abuse, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not the one trying to say, hey, you're wrong if you do it because I've done it. But just understand the words, the text messages that you're sending to these people, especially people in these relationships, and understand that the hurt that you are causing. And don't get me wrong, I've had people tell me all sorts of stuff, and I'd be like, yeah, whatever, F you, I ain't worried about it, it's cool. Then you sad for a week. You know, sometimes we try to play that tough guy role. We do. I've done it. You like, I'm not gonna show weakness. I'm not gonna let her know that what she said hurt me. But I'm saying this because sometimes at these breaking points that men and women go through, you don't know what they're going to do. You know? And don't get me wrong, I've been in a situation where someone and myself, we broke up. They were verbally abusive. And I got to the point, and just being honest, we're like, man, if I can't have her, I don't want to have no one. You know? If I can't have her, I don't want to have no one. And that's it. I'm going to see Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, just be careful. Be cautious of the things that we say to people. I know everyone thinks they're superior. Men think they're superior. Women thinks they're superior. Blacks, whites, yellows, greens, orange, yellow. Everyone thinks they're superior. But sometimes the things that you say out of your mouth can negatively impact someone. You don't want to say anything to have someone do something that you would regret that they did because of the things that you said out of your mouth. Counseling is there. Everyone has multiple opportunities to seek help, but verbal abuse is the same as physical abuse.